Hello everybody. Let's go back to 2002 when a little album came out called Queens of the Stone Age's Songs for the Deaf. This very quickly became one of my most favorite albums of all time and cemented Queens of the Stone Age as one of my favorite bands of all time. But we're not going to be talking about that album today. We're going to be talking about my second place. In fact, an album so good that some days it does make it into my number one spot as my favorite. That album being Like Clockwork. So Queens of the Stone Age is very much a band that's all about experimentation, but that being said, their first 5 albums did have what I like to call that Queens of the Stone Age sound. Like Clockwork kind of changed that a little bit. It gave Queens of the Stone Age a new coat of paint, a bunch of new tricks, as well as a little bit of a new swagger. Between their previous album, Ir Vulgaris, and this album, there's about a 6-year gap. This album really showcases what this band has learned in that 6 years. This album is also a point where Josh really grew as both a lyricist and a vocalist. Previous to this, he was perfectly fine giving other band members like Nick Oliveri and Mark Lanigan the spotlight to sing just so that he didn't have to all the time. Previous to this album, a lot of Josh's lyrics tended to be about doing drugs in the desert, driving in the desert, having sex in the desert, just everything in the desert, just because that's where he's from. This album allows him to open up and start talking about things like depression, lost love, issues with aging and self-doubt. So this is a very much departure from previous lyrics. Josh actually also had just very much a artistic awakening on this previous to this album. Between Ir Vulgaris and Like Clockwork, Josh actually started a little supergroup called Them Crooked Vultures with both John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin and Dave Grohl. Just a little sidebar, Dave actually played drums on Like Clockwork, as well as on Songs for the Deaf. On Songs for the Deaf, though, Dave's drums were almost the forefront on that album. Here on Like Clockwork, he's more subdued, more in the mix. So that's a little interesting. Because of Them Crooked Vultures, Josh really came into his own as an artist. Everything from experimenting with new guitar tones, learning how to layer more complex guitar parts, because remember, there's at least 2 different people that play keys in Queens. There's 3 guitarists, a bassist, drummer, all that kind of stuff. So trying to layer all that together to make it sound good, he really learned with Them Crooked Vultures. Also, with these new skills, I feel like Josh was more able to utilize the rest of his band. Over the years, Josh has really cultivated a really special band with members that can not only play literally anything that you can throw at them, but also can come up with the same weird, grandiose parts that Josh would come up with. So there you have it. Like Clockwork is very much an album that's in my constant listening rotation. It's definitely at least in the top 3 for most Queens fans, if not number 1. I suggest that you give it a listen. If I have to pick one track that I think that you should hear, it's Vampire of Time. It's very dark, depressing, sad. It really hits you right in the feels. If you don't like this album or you don't like Queens, I'm sorry, you just have a bad taste in music. This is coming from someone that is perfectly fine accepting people's taste in music. But this, if you don't like this, you're just wrong. I'm sorry. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Go ahead and listen to this great album and bye.